One of my greatest sources of dopamine is baking beautiful loaves of sourdough like this, but look at this. Bam! Rainbow! Rainbow sourdough is a great dopamine fix and is a lot of fun to make. All the colors in this dough are from natural dyes like blue spirulina or purple potato powder. These fun colors are a great way to add in extra antioxidants. You'll want a kitchen scale to measure out the ingredients more accurately to ensure that you get the perfect loaf. First, we're going to autolyze our dough, which is just adding water to flour and then kneading it together. This helps strengthen our loaf without fermenting it, and that can help prevent flat loaves from overproofing. So you're going to stretch and fold the dough, and after an hour, then you're going to add in your sourdough starter, and then you're going to stretch and fold the starter into the dough to incorporate it. And then in 45 minutes, you're going to do another stretch and fold, add in your salt, and then do another stretch and fold to incorporate it. And then you're going to divide out your dough into about 6 sections, or divide it out for as many colors that you want to incorporate, but leave one without any powders. So to color the dough, I'm using pink papaya powder, red yeast powder, blue spirulina, and I'll have all the ingredients that I use to color the dough in the description. But you could give food coloring a try if you aren't into natural food dyes. I knead in the powders into the dough for each loaf, and then I'll add in like a splash of water if the dough's feeling a little dry and it's just not taking in the powders. So like I said, you're gonna leave one section of the dough uncovered, you're gonna let the doughs rest for about 2 hours, and then we're gonna shape our loaf. So to make our loaf, we're going to start with one uncolored portion of the dough, and we're going to stretch it out like we're making pizza. Then we're going to get the next piece of colored dough, and we're going to lay it over, and then we're going to repeat that for all the colors. And then to enhance the colors even further, you can sprinkle on more of the powders in between the layers, massage them into the dough, and then you're going to continue to layer. Then you're going to add as much of like the colored powders as you'd like. It all kind of depends on how vibrant you want the colors. And since we autolyzed our dough, the gluten network is nice and strong. So this bread can handle the additions without sacrificing the integrity of the loaf. The fun part of adding the colors to the surface of the dough between the layers is that it creates this really pretty swirling tie-dye effect. So you don't want your layers to get too dry, so if you add a lot of powder, make sure that you add a little bit of water in between so that way you can massage it into the dough better. And then we're going to be shaping our dough, and it's pretty similar to shaping other loaves of sourdough. So you're going to like grab one edge of the dough, and you're going to fold it halfway in, and then you're going to layer over another edge of the dough, and you're going to keep folding the dough until it's like nice and long, and then we're going to roll it into a loaf. And you're going to pinch the bottom as you shape the loaf to help seal the dough into this nice round shape. You want to try to have some tension in the dough, so roll it nice and tight without any tearing. Then you're going to place your dough in a banneton or a bowl that's lined with a tea towel and has a little bit of starch like sprinkled in the fabric, and that'll prevent sticking. Then you're going to place the dough in the refrigerator overnight or up to 2 days depending on how tangy you want your bread to taste. So now we're going to score our sourdough with a razor blade. I'm scoring inside of this crack, and because the dough is pink and it's showing through and has like this gash, it really makes me want to call her. But anyways, we're going to place the scored dough in lined parchment paper Dutch oven, and we're going to bake it in that Dutch oven for 10 minutes, and we're going to take it out and score it again in the same spot, and then we're going to bake it for another 35 minutes. And then we're going to let our bread cool completely before cutting into it, because the steam will ruin the texture, so you got to patiently wait to cut into your gorgeous loaf.